Okay, everybody, so here we've got our first, this is not our first, but close to our first crop of Aroma Nacional cacao pods coming in now. So what I'm doing is I want to propagate as many of these as possible. So I'm harvesting them basically to propagate them for seed. So we can tell that this is ready because it's very bright yellow and it's got just a little tinge of red on it that's showing that the fruit is ready inside. So when you're choosing fruit to propagate for seed, you want to choose fruits like this that are nice and ready and they're nice and well formed. They don't have any lumps or deformities on them. And so yeah, let's check it out and see what the seeds look like. So there's the seeds inside, and you know, they have a really nice good pulp that you can suck off. And then the best way to propagate a cacao seed is not to dry it. You don't want to dry it because it's not like it's going to dry out in nature in a rainforest or a cloud forest. So what I do is I simply take the seeds after I suck the pulp off some of them and split them into the two pods. And then I want to leave them somewhere where they're going to get rained on, because that's exactly what would happen in nature. The pod would fall, it would split, it would get wet, and then the seeds need to ferment a little bit because the heat that builds up from the fermentation is going to help to break down the outer wall on the seed. And then when little tails come out, they're ready to plant. So if you want to plant good cacao, you want a good rate of germination from planting cacao, don't dry the seeds. Ferment the seeds in the pulp, just like what would happen in nature on the ground. And then when they have tails, they're ready to plant. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So here we are just a few weeks later, and our little cacao seeds have germinated. As you can see, I've already got another little batch here ready to start fermenting in here. They've got their tails. These are ready to be planted, so I'll plant those today. But these are the ones that you saw me plant in the video taken just a few weeks ago. And you can see they're already germinated. They've got beautiful, delicate leaves on them. Guys, just so you know that when your cacao seeds germinate and open, they're going to come up with the seed still attached to them. You see how the seed is still stuck there on the stem? That's the case for all of them. You don't have to pull that off. Actually, the first thing that happens is it's the seed itself that erupts out of the soil, and then the leaves start to come out of the seed, and then once it's ready and dried, that will fall off. So don't pick those off, okay? So yeah, here's our cacao, all germinated. Once they get to, I'll show you the height they need to get to be planted out next. And just talk a little bit about the importance of having a nursery. I don't have a big elaborate nursery. I have a very simple nursery. I just transplant over here into recycled plastic bottles, or if I have to resort to using nursery bags, I get nursery bags. But yeah, just having a nursery and planting as much things from seed as possible. It doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing. You just need a couple shelves. Usually seedlings need to be kept out of the hot sun. So you just need a little piece of shade cloth up there. And really that's about it. At this point, I have propagated almost 1,000 cacao trees, all from seed, all heirloom, all Aroma Nacional, and saving us quite a bit of money. As our investors come in and they also want to plant Aroma Nacional cacao, it's a nice little cash stream. It's a little revenue stream where I can sell my plants to them. So when they get to be about like this, and it's not so much the height of the plant you're looking for, it's the thickness of the trunk. So you can see this one here has a nice thick trunk. That trunk is about ready to be planted out, yeah? So when they get to be thick like that at the base, doesn't really matter the height, but that's a good time for those to be planted out in the field. Here, this one, see, it's got to wait a little bit. It's still a little bit too skinny. And this one's got a nice thick trunk. That one's also ready to be planted out. So cacao from seed to germination to plants ready to be planted out in the fields. And, you know, if you're doing this, no matter what size of your project is, start a nursery.